Hello, everyone, and welcome to my series on human resource management. I am Dr. Femina Khalid, professor at Lloyd Business School, and I am going to take you to the world of human resource management through my series of lectures on human resource management and its various functions. Today, in this video, I'm going to take you around the importance of human resource management and how it is aligned with the strategic goals of the organization. So we'll begin. As you all know that human resource management forms an integral part of any organization. Every organization is successful not because of its products, but it is successful because of its motivated employees who help in building these products and market these products and sell these products to the customers. So it is the customer satisfaction that matters to an organization, but at the same time, it is also important to keep the employees satisfied and motivated at the organization so that the strategic goals of the organization are met. So it becomes really imperative for the organizations to see that they have employees or workforce or human resources who are engaged in challenging work, who are engaged in innovation, in research and development, who are also engaged in fruitful development of organizational goals and achieving these organizational goals through motivated workforce is the primary function of any human resource manager. So today I'm going to tell you about various functions of human resource management, and I'm also going to tell you about various importance of human resource management. So let us first come to the definition of human resource management. And all the human resource management has been widely defined by various experts of human resources. But the most important definition is that HR is the art of procuring, developing, and maintaining competent workforce to achieve the goals of the organization in an effective and efficient manner. So what does HR management does? HR management, as the name suggests, is managing human resources. So it is managing the employees and the workforce. So that is the role of HR. So we should just keep this in mind while approaching towards the functions of HRM. That HR management is nothing but managing the employees. So how we are going to manage the employees? We are going to manage the employees by procuring talented workforce through effective recruitment and selection practices, developing them or developing the workforce through effective training and development through various programs, through certifications, through training programs, through development exercises, and also maintaining the talented workforce so that they do not leave the organizations for greener pastures. So this is the basic aim of any organization to see that they have talented workforce and the workforce is retained. This talented workforce is retained by the organization. So moving ahead, it is also a process of bringing people and organizations together so that the goals of each other are met. So what here we mean is that the individual goals and the organizational goals are met. So when the employees join an organization, when the human resources, the workforce join an organization, they come up with their individual goals. Their individual goals can be to enhance their career prospects or to get good salary package from the organization, to be satisfied with the job work and job roles and responsibilities that is being provided to the workforce. These form the individual goals of the workers, while the organizational goals are basically the strategic goals that organizations make in order to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the organization and to improve the profitability of the organization in the long run as well as in the short term. So this was the definition of human resource management in a gist. And coming to the importance of human resource management, as I already mentioned, it forms the integral part of any business, whether it is a startup business or it is an established organization, whether it is a big size organization like Google and IBM, or Tata Motors or Mahindra Motors, or FMCG companies like Godrej Consumers, or Procter and Gamble company. So these are some of the big names, or you name a small company. Every company, every organization, every business requires effective human resource management. So it is managing the workforce. It is managing the workforce, acquiring the talented workforce to work in an efficient and effective manner and to achieve the goals of the organization. So let us just find out how human resource management is important at enterprise level or at the level of the business or the organization. So a good human resource practices can help in attracting talented workforce and retaining the talented workforce by keeping them motivated, by giving them recognition and rewards, and to keep them engaged in fruitful work practices. It is also important for the enterprise or business level because it helps in training people for the challenging roles or upskilling people by providing them, latest certification programs. For example, there's an organization which works into IT, and the workforce is trained in Java and C++. And now with Python and AI coming into the picture, the workforce needs to be trained in the new, programming languages. So this is the challenge that the organization face. So here comes the importance of HR, that it will identify the needs of the training of the workforce and provide them so that they can perform with the latest certification and the latest skills that they have developed at the organization, and they can perform and take up the projects of the clients which are based on the latest technology. So that is why it becomes really important to understand the needs of the employees and to provide them with the skills which are required by the market demands. So it helps in training people for challenging roles, developing the right attitude towards the job and the company, and promoting team spirit amongst the employees. And also effective human resource management helps, employee commitment and employee loyalty. So that is also very important from the perspective of importance of human resource management. Coming towards the importance of HR management at individual level. So when we talk about individual level, we are talking about human resource importance for the individuals who join the organization. So as I also mentioned earlier, that human resource management is very important from individual perspective, because when the employees join the organization, they have certain expectations from the organization, and therefore it helps in promoting teamwork and team spirit among the employees. Camaraderie is maintained in the organization through effective HR practices by equals. For example, equal pay is given to workers from different genders. Diversity is maintained. People from different sect and different religion are joining organization from different gender, different age group, different backgrounds, whether it is religious, regional, or cultural backgrounds, and everyone is given the same pay. Parity is there, and this is the practice, one of the practice of the human resource management, where it makes sure that the individual's needs are also satisfied. It also offers growth opportunities to people who have potential to rise. So it is the duty of the human resource department to find out who are talented workforce and who can be trained to move ahead in the ladder and become leaders in the organization. So that is also the importance of human resource management at individual level, as it provides growth opportunities to the individuals, how they can grow, what they should do in order to get promotion, to grow up in their career aspects. And it also allows the people to work with commitment, loyalty, and diligence. So whoever joins the organization, the individuals have to make sure that they are competent and they are loyal to the organization, they are committed because employee engagement and employee commitment are the most important aspect for any organizational success. So human resource management is very important from the perspective of an individual, as well as it is important from the perspective of the organization. But not only this, it is also important from the perspective of the society, as well as the perspective of the nation as a whole. How? So if I say that human resource management creates jobs and employment opportunities for the individuals who are living in a society, so we are actually helping develop the economy of our nation. So human resource management actually helps in finding best jobs for the talented employees, talented workforce, and also providing them with good job opportunities. And at the national level, it is important because we are putting, the human resource management is putting the most important resources of the nation, that is human resources, at, in a better way at work. So we are putting these resources and engaging these resources in fruitful work practices. Okay. So this is what I wanted to tell you about the importance of human resource management. Now, moving ahead, and let us also discuss various functions of human resource management. If you remember the definition of human resource management, it began with procurement. Remember? So let us go one by one on each, major function of human resource management and how or what does human resource management does in an organization and how it is done. Later on in my other videos, I'm going to explain these functions of HRM in an elaborated form. But as of now, today, when we are discussing the basics of human resource management, I'm going to talk briefly about all the functions of human resource management. So first function is procurement, as the name suggests. Procuring means acquiring, human resource management, or we can say talent acquisition. So talent acquisition is the basic role or function of human resource management when we have to manage our workforce in an effective manner. We have to see that we are procuring the best talent that fits in the roles or vacancies in the organization. So procurement consists of human resource planning. So when we talk about any management, problem, it begins with planning. So when we talk about any management issues, it always begins with planning. So planning is like half of the work done. So if we plan things in advance, it will help us reduce cost. It will help us reduce wastages, and it will help organization grow and improve their profit. So human resource function, like any other function, any other department, also begins with human resource planning. So human resource planning is, planning for future workforce requirements in an organization. So we need to understand what is going to be our requirement in the future of the workforce and how many employees are required based on the strategic goals of the organization. For example, if the organization has a goal of expanding, that in that case, we need to hire more people. So we need to plan in advance so that there are no wastages. Then comes the job analysis. So we also need to understand the roles and responsibilities which will be attached to a certain job, and that is called job analysis. So job analysis, what it does, it tells us what are the roles, what are the responsibilities, what are the duties that someone is going to perform in any job. For example, if we take the example of a sales job. So in the sales job, the duty of the sales manager or the marketing manager would be to look into the sales of the products of the organization, to meet the customers, to travel, and to understand the features of the product. So these are some of the duties and responsibilities attached to a sales manager or a marketing manager. Similarly, Job analysis also consists of the skills that will be required to perform this job. For example, again, if we take the example of sales manager or marketing manager, we can say that the skills required for a marketing manager would be selling and negotiation skills, good communication skills. MBA or PGDM degree is favorable because here the employee is ready to sell the product and to market the product in an effective and efficient manner because of the degree. Also, because he or she has learned a lot of concepts of marketing through this degree. Next, we move on to recruitment or acquiring of workforce and selection. So recruitment is applications invitation for a vacant position in an organization. So basically, recruitment deals with inviting pool of applications by giving advertisement in newspaper or by putting advertisement on social media like LinkedIn or by using job portals like Naukri.com. Here, the HR manager tries to invite as many people as you can for the positions which are vacant in the organization. So, as I said, we began with planning where we planned how many positions are vacant. Then we analyzed what all job responsibilities will be there attached to a job. And when we advertise for the process of recruitment, we advertise through the job responsibilities and the skills required to do these jobs. Once the recruitment process is complete, the HR manager moves on to selection of the right candidate for the right job. And this can be done through interviews. Interviews can be of various types, like it can be online interviews can be conducted, or it can be conducted through telephone, or depending on the kind of the job profile that you are interviewing. And also, it can be panel interviews. There can be more than one round of interviews, and there can be so many interviews that can be, uh, conducted. Then comes placement. Placement is nothing but placing the right candidate for the right job. Once you have selected the candidate for a particular position, it is the duty of the HR manager to see that the candidates are placed to the right position is given to them depending on their experience, their profile, their job interview process. All these things help in shaping the compensation plan and the performance plan of the candidate. Later comes the process of induction. Once the employee joins the organization, the employee has to be inducted about the policies and practices of the organization, the ethical concerns of the organization, and the about the leave rules of the organization. And there are certain policies and practices and who they will be reporting to, and who will be their managers, what their seating positions will be. All these things will be there in the induction program. And then internal mobility and transfers also come under procurement, which means that people can also be moved, if in case there are vacancies available at a higher position. So people who are already a part of the organization, depending on their experience and talent and their performance, they can actually be promoted to those open vacant positions, or they can be transferred to different locations of the organization. That also forms a part of procurement. So these are some of the functions of human resource management related to procurement. Next, if you remember from the definition, we have derived the term development of human resource management or development of human resources or employees of the organization. So what does development comprise of? So development comprise of training of the existing workforce. So we need to identify the training needs of the workforce. For example, I gave you the example that with the new technology coming into picture, the employees have to be trained every day and their skills have to be upgraded so that it can meet the demands of the clients, of the new projects, of the market, so that the organization doesn't lag behind. Otherwise, there's so much of competition that the competitors will take the projects away from the organization. So you need to see that the employees of the organization are trained well in advance with the latest technology or with the latest development or with the latest uh, management principles or functions which are required for performing a certain job. So training can be provided to new workers also to train them about the product. For example, they can be product training to so that the employees can understand the new features of the product. And for example, it will also help them to sell the product effectively and efficiently. Similarly, the executive development can also take place. So executive development is basically for leadership positions and for people who are at managerial positions. And they also need to be developed for leadership skills, team building skills, soft skills, so that they can lead a team successfully. Then career planning is also part of development where the employees should know in advance that how they can develop their career, how they can rise up the career path in the organization, and what all they should perform, what should be their KPIs or key performance indicators or areas of performance. And if they perform well, they will be promoted and they can actually reach up the ladder of success in the organization itself. Also, there's another term in human resource management which is very important, and this forms an integral part of any successful organization, and that is succession planning. So succession planning is usually done for the leadership roles because organizations are entities which cannot stop working if someone leaves the organization. So if someone at the leadership position leaves the organization or get transferred or God forbid meets with an accident or is no more. So in that case, the position cannot go vacant, and we need to be prepared with juniors of this position who are ready to take up the challenging role of leadership positions. So, for example, if you remember the case of Ratan Tata and Cyrus Mistry. So, Cyrus Mistry was trained to take up the role of Ratan Tata when he was about to retire. So, these things are very common in good organizations, and it is important to plan for succession right in advance and to train and guide and develop the middle level management so that they can take the roles of upper level echelons. Then human resource development is also important at all the levels of management, and strategies should be made in order to develop the individuals and the employees so that they can help build successful organizations. Another functions of human resource management, which is very important, is motivation and compensation of the workforce. As I said, that if you want to know in detail about these functions, it will be provided in my other videos. Where we'll be taking up these functions of HRM in an elaborated fashion. So here today, I'm just going to take you towards, guide you towards the basics of human resource management and introduction towards human resource management and the functions that human resource management performs in an organization. So motivation and compensation. So motivation is very important for the talented workforce retention in the organization. If the workforce is not motivated, they will leave the organization. And if talented workforce leaves the organization, then and the attrition rate is high in the organization, then who is going to perform in the organization? And the organization will fall apart with the missing talented workforce. So it is important to keep the workforce motivated by giving them rewards, by giving them recognition, by giving them a good compensation better than the competitors, and also analyzing the competitor strategies so that you can improvise and build in your strategies which are in alignment with employee motivation and better compensation. So the first part in motivation is job design. The job should be designed in a manner where the employees are satisfied. They have good ergonomics. Ergonomics means good sitting conditions, good hygiene at the workplace, and the job instructions are clear to the workers. The manager is always approachable where the employees need to understand the work responsibilities and duties. So job design should be in such a manner which is really effective. Then work scheduling or the timings of the work should be such that employees are comfortable in working in the environment given to them and the timings given to them and the seating arrangements given to them. They're always motivated with some kind of activities in the organization, with recognition, a reward, incentivizing them for performing, and motivating them by also providing them good job opportunities through training in the organization itself, where they can move up the ladder. And if they are in the middle level management, how they can move to the upper level management. So moving ahead, also job evaluation is important part of HR management. Job evaluation is to find out the worth of the job. How much salary would be the best in this job? That is job evaluation. So that is also one of the functions of human resource management, to find out the worth of the job so that we do not overpay any employee or underpay any employee. If we overpay any employee, then we are wasting the resources of the organization. And if we are underpaying any employee, in that case, we are actually losing the talent, and the employee might leave the organization. Performance appraisal cycle is also very important, as it should be done on maybe a quarterly basis, or biannually or annually, to see and check whether the employees are performing well in their jobs given to them, and their key performance indicators are already communicated to them right at the beginning of the financial year, so that the employees know that if I perform in a certain manner, I will be getting promotion, or I will be getting salary hike, or I will be getting some incentive for achieving the targets. And similarly, compensation administration is also very important aspect of human resource management, where the compensation should be designed as per the competitors, it should be designed as per the equity, it should be designed as per the labor laws driven by the country, and it should also include incentives, benefits, and services to keep the employees motivated, and they have challenging roles in order to achieve the targets, in order to achieve the organizational goals in an effective and efficient manner. So another function of human resource management is to maintain the talented workforce by providing them benefits in the form of health benefits, insurance, medical benefits, giving them social security benefits, safety, workplace safety, and welfare, looking after the welfare. For example, if the employees need maternity leaves, then as per the law, also uh, they can be given leaves. And also there are minimum wages act, and as per the act, the minimum wages are provided to the employees. And also there are certain other acts related to, like provident fund and miscellaneous act, and there is ESI Act. So all these act actually help in building a workforce which is really agile, and it helps in achieving the organizational goals. And these acts help us to take care really well of the employees of the organization, and to take care of their health, safety, social security, and welfare. So we'll be doing about these acts also in other videos. I'll be taking you to the labor laws and acts. Then other functions of human resource management are integration function. So here we are trying to integrate the workforce which works towards team spirit and team building. and conflict-free work environment is there. So it is important to see that the workforce, if they have any feedback, if they have any suggestions, or if they have any complaints, those complaints or those grievances are heard, and there are grievance redressal cell in the organization, so that the problems or issues or the grievances can be addressed well in time before the employee actually takes any action of leaving the organization, or building up any kind of conflict should not happen in a good organization. Then it is also important to oversee that discipline is maintained in the organization of these workforce, and the rules related to discipline, timings, uniform, etc., are already displayed before the employee joins in. And during the induction program, these rules and regulations can be taken up with the employee so that they know their rights and they know what is expected from them at the organization. Also, collective bargaining forms very important part of trade union, and there is Trade Union Act, and where the trade unions are encouraged in the factories and in the organizations, so that trade unions can actually collectively bargain for their rights with the management, and these rights can be related to their salaries, it can be related to their working conditions, it can be related to their pension plans, etc. And workforce participation in management is also important, where all the major decisions, when taken by the management, the participation of workers in those decisions forms an integral part for organizational success, so that employees also feel a part of the management decisions and a part of the organization. And they, again, the crux of the matter is that they remain motivated. And motivated employees will help in achieving the targets and will help in achieving the strategic goals of the organization. And empowering the employees by their participation is an important aspect of human resource management. And of course, industrial relations and conflict resolution and good relationship between employees associations, between management, between employers, forms a very, very important part for the organizational success. So I've listed some of the duties of human resource managers. Human resource management, human resource manager in the HR department can work as a line function, where he or she is going to be the HR generalist and perform all the functions of the HR. And it can also perform staff function by assisting other departments like marketing, IT department, finance department for recruitment, selection, training and development, and compensation and performance management functions. And they can also perform the coordinative functions for coordinating various activities related to human resource management at the organization. So here are some of the HR manager's responsibilities that I have listed down. So an HR manager has to perform the responsibilities of recruiting the right person for the right job and providing induction and training program to the newly inducted employees in the organization, and also to see that the performance of the employee is up to the mark. And in case it is not, then providing training to the underperforming employees and also guiding them and hand-holding them, and also to see that those who are really performing well, they are compensated well, incentivized, and promotions are given to such employees. Also, gaining creative cooperation and developing smooth working relations, which are conflict-free organization. A camaraderie is maintained, where there is good relationship between the manager and the subordinates, and subordinate. And at all the levels of management, there is no grievances are there. In case there are any grievances, then those grievances are addressed well in advance, and the firm's policies and procedures are communicated well in advance to the employees. Also to see that the labor costs are controlled and overpayment of compensation or underpayment of compensation is avoided in the organization. Developing the competencies of the employees by developing their skills, by developing their competencies, upgrading their skills, providing them certification programs, providing them training and development programs to enhance their existing skills is very important for any organization. And of course, protecting the employees' social security benefits and health and physical conditions, and creating and maintaining high morale and the motivation of the workers is very important responsibility of any HR manager. So what if you want to go ahead and become a human resource specialist? So if you are not interested in being an human resource generalist, then a person can go ahead for being a specialist. And a human resource specialist is someone who specializes in a certain function of human resources. For example, recruitment and selection. For example, human resource development specialist, job analyst, employee welfare officer, compensation manager, training and development specialist, employee relations specialist, and so on and so forth. Next, we move ahead to strategic human resource management, which is again an important aspect of human resource management. And it is important to understand that human resource management has actually been upgraded to strategic human resource management, where it has gained importance at the strategic level of any organization. So when organizations or the upper echelons of the organizations make any policies, any procedures for the organization, take any management decisions, whether the decisions are related to expansion of the organization or closing down of an organization, or maybe upgrading with new technology, all these things have to be aligned with the human resources in order to effectively implement these strategic policies. So strategic human resource management involves the development of consistent, aligned collection of practices, programs, and policies to facilitate the achievement of strategic goals of the organization. So human resource management becomes the strategic partner now for the organizations. Earlier, it was assumed that human resource management was actually a cost center for the organization. But later it was decided, and it was decided by the major organizations, that human resource department or human resource function is not just the cost center, but it helps in achieving the strategic goals of the organizations. Because if employees are not communicated with the HR policies or the organizational policies, how they are going to deliver their best. So human resource management has always been an integral part of the strategic decisions of the organization. It helps in making the workforce strategies important to the business. It helps ensure that human resource supports the firm's vision. It helps in leveraging the HR's role in major organizational initiatives and helps line managers achieve the goals by playing the staff function, and helps in gaining competitive advantage for the organization. So these are some of the major importance of strategic HRM for the organization. Here are some of the differences between traditional HRM and strategic HRM. So traditional HRM basically focuses on employee relations, while strategic HRM portrays importance on partnership between the human resource management and the other departments or the top echelons of the organization. The role of human resource management in traditional HRM is like for transactional change, where there is, HR just follows the instructions of the management, while in strategic HRM, it is more of a transformational role of a change leader and initiator. So in traditional HRM is mostly slow and reactive, and it takes action only when a problem arises. But in strategic HRM, proactively earlier action is taken before the problem arises. And traditional HRM time horizon is very short term, and short term decisions are taken as and when the issues are there related to HR. While in strategic HRM, it is always the long term goals of the organization which are taken into consideration. The control in traditional HRM was always very bureaucratic and tight and centralized. While in strategic HRM, more empowerment is given to the workers in decision making, and it was more organic and flexible control is there. With this, today I have told you about the introduction of human resource management. And to wind up, I'll just wrap up with the basics that we did today. So what we did was definition of human resource management. And we also did various functions of human resource management related to procurement, development, maintenance, and integration functions of human resource management. And we also did what are the roles played by human resource manager in an organization, and how human resource management or human resource managers can play a role of a generalist or that of a specialist in HRM. And we also discussed about the strategic role of human resource management and the difference between traditional and human resource management. With this, I end this video. Hope to see you again with my other videos on the various functions of human resource management. Thank you and take care.